So, hello, my name is Stephen Glass. I'm an admissions advisor here for the Doctor of Chiropractic program. And I'm chatting today with Alex Pham. He is a Q1 student and a new student ambassador. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, Alex.
Yeah.
I'll be brief. I know you're probably busy this time in the quarter. So I think maybe a good place to start would be to hear a little bit about you. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? Where did you study? And maybe what did you study in your undergraduate?
Yeah. So I'm a local kid to UWS. I grew up right across the river from Portland in Vancouver, Washington. So pretty much it's my backyard. It's my hometown. I attended Western Washington University for my undergrad, where I got my Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology with a specialty in movement studies. And then I also took the graduate route, where I went to grad school at the University of Arkansas, where I got my master's in athletic training.
Excellent, excellent. I guess when were you first introduced to chiropractic?
Yeah, so I've always known that, chiropractic was around. I mean, we always hear the stories of, people coming in and cracking backs or, cracking the necks. And so that's always that on my backside. But when I did a clinical rotation at the University of Arkansas with their football team and soccer team, that's when I was really more introduced to what chiropractic medicine was, and, the great extent of it and how much it has to offer, with the terms of healthcare and this holistic idea of, medical care for an individual. And that's when I really got interested into the field.
Was there something specific, like a specific event, or did it just sort of happen organically, sort of what just drawn you to pursue this as a career?
Yeah, definitely with my rotation of football, the chiropractors came in and I struck up a conversation with them about, why they did what they did and what did they think the benefit of it was. And through that conversation, it really made me think, like, this is something that I would like to become a part of and really add that to my, toolbox for, say, of, providing the best medical care possible to our patients. And so that was something that really stuck with me, was those conversations and really understanding, like, why they do what they do.
Excellent, excellent. I guess, well, UWS is in your backyard, but how did you discover UWS, and what was it about this program that maybe drew you in, besides the fact that it was so close to home?
Yeah, no, definitely. I looked at a couple other chiropractic schools as well before fully committing to UWS. And one of the biggest things about UWS was the alumni base. All the chiropractors that I've had conversations with that attended UWS spoke highly of how all the professors were very transparent, very helpful. And there's this, great, not lineage per se, but great support group behind all these chiropractors. And they, trace their, all thankful for everything UWS did to get them to where they are now. And that's something that really, like, I didn't hear from the other chiropractic schools I went to, was how much UWS helped them succeed into what they wanted to do. And that's something that I really appreciated and really, really struck a chord with me, per se.
Oh, great. Oh, that's fantastic. I guess overall, I should have threw this in a little bit earlier, but do you have any specific career goals that something that's drawing you in a direction?
Yeah, there definitely has always been that question when I started chiropractic school was, what kind of chiropractor do I want to be? And, that's something that, I'll always have a question for and always have an interest in something new. I guess with my background as an athletic trainer, sports obviously remain very close to me. And so I would like to, stay involved, whether that's in a collegiate or, professional degree. But as well, I'm looking at all these other options. I mean, I just found out the other day there's chiropractic for animals. And so I'm looking into that right now. And then there's chiropractic for, like, this specific, direction for pediatrics and everything. And so for me as a Q1, I mean, my goals are always changing. And I think that's what's really great about UWS, is that it opens your mind to, like, all these avenues that you never thought were there. And so that's something that I'm very excited to figure out when my time is done here.
Great. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. Let's see here. Overall, you were in grad school. Did you enter or apply to UWS as a traditional applicant, or did you come in as a transfer?
Uh, I guess traditional in the sense I graduated my master's program before I applied to UWS.
Okay. Was the application process relatively smooth for you? Did you have any prerequisites that maybe you hadn't addressed in undergrad or your grad school?
So I didn't take biochemistry in my undergrad, and when I applied, I just missed the deadline to take the biochem prereqs at UWS. However, I think the admission staff or my advisor helped me out in, getting me enrolled into the UWS summer program quickly, and I thought that was really helpful, and definitely that really played into more of me like wanting to go to UWS was how helpful they were in doing that.
Great, great. Well, that's good to hear. How about with COVID? Did COVID influence
Yeah.
your timing for applying to the program or have an effect at all?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of uncertainty with what happened with with what's going on right now and COVID and everything. COVID for me hit when I was in my last semester of my master's program, so I didn't get a graduation, and like everyone else, it was a hard adjustment. And so I guess with all that uncertainty, that's when I looked into UWS and was like, well, will there be in-person classes? Will there be online classes? And after talking with again with the admission staff at UWS, it really assured me that UWS was prepared and ready to make this transition should it be needed, and that's where I'm at right now. And so that's why I applied as I did.
Great, great, thank you. How about I guess just kind of jumping fast forward here to October. How's quarter 1 been going for you?
It certainly is something else for sure. I mean, when they throw 8 classes at you, it's never going to be easy. But definitely, the professors are very, again, I mentioned transparent about what they require from you, but also they're very open and very willing to help. If you reach out and ask them for help. And so far, my cohort has all been super helpful with one another. And I think because of the professor's willingness and that transparency and my cohort, it's been a real easy adjustment to get, to be successful per se.
I guess that kind of speaks to the support from the faculty overall, but is there anything else that you might add about the support that you are receiving from the university and the faculty as a whole? It sounds like you're feeling supported, but is there anything else you'd want to add there?
Yeah, definitely, school is obviously a priority, and our professors are there to teach us material, but at the same time they also emphasize this this self-care. It's like, hey, if it's the weekend, take some time for yourself. And that's something that I thought was really interesting and really thoughtful of our professors, was that they we're students to them, but we're also like we're people, and so we all need a break here and there, and it's nice that they recognize that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, how about the online format overall? I mean, of course, chiropractic's very hands-on, and the university has a good plan in place to transition to those hands-on experiences. But Q1 being entirely online, is there anything that you can say about that?
Yeah, well, I guess now I'm an expert in Zoom calls, and so with classes being through Zoom, that's it's different, but again, the transition seemed really seamless. From having been in person classes from undergrad and grad school to now, it's almost no different, really. Obviously, there's some things that can be lost in translation, but again, with our professors being so open and willing to like stay on after their required hours, or available through email or typical office hours, it's been real easy of a transition per se. And so online classes and so it hasn't been that difficult.
Great, great. Well, I mean, I guess kind of related to that, has technology been an issue for you, or is it pretty straightforward in terms of accessing coursework and lectures and the like?
Yeah, it's been surprisingly really easy. In my other in other times that I've taken online courses from other schools, they've been very disorganized and very difficult to find the material. But I mean, all my classes are super organized, and it's very easy to find what I'm looking for.
Excellent. Oh, that's great to hear. And I guess I'll won't leave you at this, but have there been any surprises? I mean, obviously, you know what you're coming into, but any big surprises for the first couple months?
I think I guess the biggest surprise, again, I touched on this a little bit, was
Mhm.
the friendliness of my cohort and the staff here. I think that's just kind of a testament to UWS and its philosophy of this holistic care, and we're all in this together. And from day one, professors have been out there helping and really building the foundation for us to be successful. But also the cohort that was accepted into UWS, like you know we're all helpful, we're all friendly, and we all recognize that this is a difficult time, but
Mhm.
we're here to help each other, and we're all after the same goal, and that's to graduate as a doctor of chiropractic.
Oh, fantastic. I can say as an employee, I was quite surprised at the supportive community at UWS as well.
Mhm.
It's everyone's really there to support everyone's journey, whether it's your day at work or your day getting through
Mhm.
the courses. Now, I guess before I have just one or two other questions.
Mhm.
One, you are our new student ambassador.
Yep.
Kind of if I can ask, what brought you to want to be an ambassador?
Yeah, definitely. It was just sharing my experiences with UWS. I mean, it's been so overwhelmingly positive that it's something that I wanted to be a part of and really share that with other students. UWS is an amazing school with such, high regard when people talk about it. I mean, you can go anywhere in this region and you'll find a chiropractor that went to UWS. And again, that just speaks a testament of UWS and you know just how far reaching it is. And with how small a world of chiropractic medicine is, I think it's important to really spread that message. And that's something that I really wanted to be a part of.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I guess just if you might, do you have any advice or recommendations you could provide to incoming students?
Mhm. I think my biggest advice is communication. It took me a long time to work out my own communication skills, with whether it's with your professors, with your cohort, your friends, or yourself. It's important to communicate. Your what do you need? Because you don't know what it is until you talk about it. And that's something that I learned, and that I think what makes you a successful, whether it makes you a successful student, a chiropractor, or a successful person, is you have to communicate, with your team and with yourself, and be honest. And so that's something that my biggest advice is communicate.
Yeah,
It's something that
fantastic.
sounds so easy, but it's it's tough.
That's something I think we work on through our entire lives,
Yeah.
honestly. Well, I wanted to thank you for your time today, Alex. It was really nice to hear those words of encouragement and just to offer a little bit of insight into what the first quarter's been like for you. Good luck on your finals and really enjoy those 2 weeks off.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.